let's jump into it. Game number 3, the grand finale of this series. Who is going to be taking this all-important win home with them? Let's find out. Ivy with the wraparound here, using that smoke to go in pretty deep. We haven't really seen this from either team so far in this series, but they are going to go and get some vision down. They're going to see if anyone from LG shows up here. Right now, no one's really looking, but the action could start on this top river rune.
Oh, gee, they don't really have the heroes to get the damage done. With a Morphling, a Windrunner, they might be able to throw out a right click or two, maybe a power shot from the Windrunner, but not the best. It's really on if Seb wants to level this Gush level 1 to go for a kill. And it's why they're the ones being more defensive at this bounty rune spawn. Of course, in the previous game, OG got, I think, all bounty runes, or at least 3 to 4 of them. It was quite the start now for Ivy. Let's see if they can get a couple more this time around.
The battle begins.
Indeed. Mixer. Showing forward Zodica as well. Looks like we're just going to be seeing the... Oh, no, there's actually Ivy getting 1 extra bounty, so well played from them. Also worth mentioning as well, by the way, that Mr. Vincento has gone on through and he's sentry warded up both the small camps for LG here. So this Chen, he's going top at the moment. He's going to be pretty disappointed when he doesn't have any creep to take over.
But Roger actually has 2 sentries. So is he instantly just going to...
No way.
The fact that... Okay, so the fact that Jam was already in the area, whilst his team was showing elsewhere, you can kind of expect a little bit of this play to make. I don't think Roger's going to try and unblock the other one, but unblocking this small camp straight off the bat, relatively expected. But I love the fact that JM did block that northern one. It's going to be pretty annoying.
Yeah, and I wonder if he got away with that that camp block there on Roger as well as he did right in front of his face. But yeah, no, I've been taking some pretty big hits from the Magnus straight off the bat there with those shockwaves constantly coming out. So he's just not allowed to stay in like full agi at the moment, which is to be expected. Bottom lane as well. That's
so much poke in these lanes. Like in top lane, you have SD to take over the Morphling and to pump some right clicks in, and then in bot lane you've got Gush into Fade bot, a lot of damage, and Moonlight, he plays Void Spirit or Storm Spirit so far in the last 2 series, and super active player. This time around against a Windrunner, the disparity in this matchup will be Windrunner won't rotate. She might poke her head in if there's a tower she can TP to and it's right localized there, but it's all on Moonlight. If he can get the 6 to 8 minute runes, get a haste or a DD, he can start setting the pace in this game.
God, but the constant plinking of tops in the mid lane is so annoying for Moonlight to deal with. He's just not giving the guy a break. Constant arrow after arrow after arrow. Even just kind of ignoring denies in favor of... Oh! That's a big kill down in the bottom lane. Otaka and Rue, the constant harassment finally plays off on a big kill.
A pre-level 3 kill as well. Normally Juggernauts, they need to get to that second point in Blade Fury to feel like they're doing enough damage, but Rue just non-stop throwing out the sticky bombs, being in position to get the right clicks, was able to get the kill.
Yeah, and that's it, right? You land a couple of sticky bombs, you throw in the blast off as well. That's just 1k damage straight off the bat. Like, that's very, very hard to do anything about in this early on in the game. Techies really is a ridiculous hero.
Wait, how much damage do you think it does?
He did total 1k damage in that kill onto Seb with just right clicks, like 2 sticky bombs at the blast.
I thought you meant after just the 2 spells. Like, the math doesn't check up, but you meant the constant right clicking. Sure, sorry. Just had the fact that I misheard you.
No, that's alright. It's good to elaborate. Otherwise, people would be like, I'm going to pick techies now.
Level 2 techies does 1,000 magic damage, yeah. Jesus. Thank God we clarified that one. Oof.
I mean, it feels like it sometimes. I don't know if you've played against the hero much, but
it's true.
Good lord.
One of the more obnoxious ones.
So lane's a little quiet right now, but mid lane really just has been Thompson just firing arrow after arrow at Moonlight here. Moonlight, though, he's not really phased by it. He's still able to just kind of secure lots of CS, and it's worth mentioning that with the Resonant Pulse and the 8th Remnant, he's got a lot of tools to try and keep him safe. Oh, misses his Remnant, though. Yeah, he's going to use a Resonant Pulse. That's going to save him from 2 right clicks. Thompson needs to land the power shot, but he's got the Shackle. Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough to bring him down. Void Spirit narrowly survives that one. I think a Fairy Fire helped out there as well. God, that was close, though.
And now he's having to walk all the way back to base. And okay, so
Yeah.
Thompson doing really good in the mid lane. And the Treants for Morphling relatively doing well top. So even though Seb died bot lane, I would argue that all 3 lanes are going well. Like the one surprise death doesn't just put, Tide in the bin. It's not as if it's an aggressive carry that's going to consistently punish him. I think once Seb picks up the boots, he should be fine. But if they are going to try and get a kill, it's going to be now. Like they need to, when Seb's away from the tower and he can't walk back to the aura.
Is just dead here, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Blast
Oh,
off.
the lift.
Ooh, lift.
Put the spin.
It's not enough. Cute, but not quite good enough.
Yeah, playing techies into Rubik is so annoying because as soon as you get vision, Rubik just presses lift and your blast off just never connects.
Yeah. You got to be quick, but Kitrak certainly is. And that keeps him alive in that situation. And what's interesting...
Yo, hold up 1 second. Roger's sending his creep from top lane to bot lane. He's sending the Frost Mage. No, it's already in the bot lane. It's by the Lotus Pool. There we go. So he gets the creep top, throws the armor onto the Morphling, TPs it to bot through the portal. Probably going to give it to Seb. Then he's going to send it back up. Like, these twin gates were like the biggest Chen buff, I guess. Like just for the active auras.
It's pretty insane.
Imagine getting the Harpy, just sending it bottom, and then just to piss off another guy. It's like, Chen's not even in my lane. Leave me alone.
Winning 2 lanes at once. Easy. Another thing, your couriers can take portals as well, by the way.
Yeah, they can.
Kind of a... when you're like having to take a risky portal to try and get Roshan or something, like sending a courier through first can genuinely be like pretty useful. Like a canary in the mines.
That is true. I don't think I've ever seen a pro team micro the courier to yeet it in as a moving observer ward, but I'm sure some Tundras of the world will do that in the future.
I'm sure we'll see it. Show it to me at Bali. I'm ready. How important is portal control in a pro game?
In the mid to late game, it's pivotal. I feel like the space around the twin gates and the Lotus pools have been very much understood at this point, where warding and vision around the day to night cycle, knowing when Roshan's going to be spawning to control the correct side of the map, TPing in the portal in the late game is also extremely scary, and it's why Techies is such a great hero. You put down 3 mines. If you TP first, you're tanking like half your HP just to get through the portal. It's not a good trade-off. So the game has become very focused on those little twin gates on the side of the map, and maybe in future patches they get shifted up and down a little bit. Maybe cooldowns get in play or charge systems occur, but for now they are very good. Yeah,
you need to have a good understanding of how to control the map, especially as a support. Meanwhile, no one and Mix are having a hype fight for the Lotus. No one does grab it, which is fairly valuable for a Morphling, more than any other hero probably, as you can just go all the way down to Agi, pop that healing Lotus, and then oh look, I'm pretty much full HP now. Very cool. Got to be really on it there on the Magnus, and that was a fair bit past 6 minutes that he went for that as well. So no excuse for Mixer there. Eat your lotuses. It's like your vegetables.
The 6-minute active room was a DD that Thompson took, so unfortunately for Moonlight, wasn't able to get that extra accelerant to maybe give him some kind of perspective on the wider map to look for a kill. And yeah, Thompson, he's the freest of time. He's sitting, challenging the top of the net worth right now. He's hitting the creeps mid. What actually is he going for? Most likely Atos. Yeah, he's going for an Atos.
Classic build at this point, yeah. It's just such good stats on that Atos. It's actually ridiculous for Universal Heroes. Kitrak once again, lifted out. Alright, I'm not going to get as excited this time. It's not like he was really threatening him, just kind of forcing him to use it more than anything. Thompson unleashing here with the focus fire onto Moonlight. Moonlight might have taken a step too far forward because he's out of mana and Thompson was watching, but Vincenzo's there, throws down the disruption and keeps him alive, but Kitrak won't be so lucky elsewhere on the map. In fact, Jug going in pretty deep, catching and making the stacks, and now looking to steal them at the same time. And with the help of Rui, he's going to be able to do it with relative ease. This is pretty disastrous. Just catapulted Onika into the top of net worth by some margin.
Yeah, really nice steal there. The fact that Rui walked in, stopped the stats getting made even more from the Rubik because he kind of went aggressive, and then the Taker just, poking his head in. This Tide Hunter, after a relatively free laning phase, he would love to go back there, farm up the stacks, and then enter the lane with confidence. But no, just nice reads from Ivy. 3-0. A little bit worried that this game might become like game 1 because I'm seeing a Morphling, a Windrunner, a Tidehunter, all very farm-heavy cores.
Yeah.
I think Seb, he's identified this. Oh, Topson.
They're collapsing on him at the moment. Moonlight gonna chase pretty damn hard here. Nice shackle. Don't know how he got the angle on that one, but manages to tie Moonlight to a tree for a few seconds. And that is gonna get the Wind Ranger out of there just in time.
Yeah, it's just the fact that these Windrunners now go for this 1-1-4 build. They fully maximize the wind run to just get the 6-second duration, 12-second cooldown. So you have like a 50% downtime of no wind run. It's so hard to deal with. And that's, of course, SD, annoying. Once he hits that 6, we'll be able to dispel that. You're not going to see Topson being super elusive in the fight. And I expect when Ivy does get that timing, probably smoke Techie's SD plus Void Spirit, go to mid, kill off the Windrunner, and try and progress the map by taking the mid tower.
Makes sense to me. See if they're able to execute on that. Yeah, again, you know,
just goes straight to bot lane.
Oh wow, okay, going into Otker here. Otker, he doesn't really have a way to outplay this right now. You can spin, you can call your healing totem. It's not going to save you from the damage of the wind. Sounds like the next Avatar film, Way of Water, Damage of the Wind. But Moonlight is just kind of vibing in the middle lane. Really wants to just pressure this tower. He's got his 2 sports with him as well. So anyone that shows here will be in mortal danger. Kitrak takes a step forward, just using the Fade Bolt from a distance. Long radius on that spell. Keeps him red to safety. If he gets disrupted, he's just dead. And he's going really far forward now because he knows his team's coming in from behind. The aggression from Kitrak is red from Ivy, but I'm not sure there's much they could do about it at this point. Topson being a little bit cautious not to overcommit to this one, though. Rue is actually going to be okay. That Taser helping him out against Topson as well. Topson still holding back. Doesn't actually have the focus fire to work with at the moment since he used it at the bottom on a jug. So just holding back. Nice little shackle onto 2, but the follow-up is not really there. Seb will come in from the side, though, and just blow up Rue. And now, oh, they can take down the tower. That's actually a meteor hammer on Seb, by the way.
Yeah, they're just going from tower to tower. I was going to mention it. Seb picked up the meteor hammer. He didn't even get to use it in his lane because the tower fell so quick. But they're syncing up this Tidehunter and the Chen really nicely just to chip away at these early objectives.
Oh, there you go. Catching 2 with the hammer. What an item.
It also helps with the XP issue, right? The fact that Rue and SD aren't really on their way to 6. Of course, Techie's is slightly closer, but there's no big ultimates coming out from Ivy. There's no punishment potential. I guess the trade-off also is Jug and Magnus are very similar in nature as cores. Their laning phase can be quite dominating, but as soon as they leave lanes, they don't propel themselves into their game. They do look towards the jungle, and that's where OG are like, guys, half of their draft are AFK right now. If we don't hit these towers, the next time we come here, there'll be a blink or a harpoon or some battle fury, and things will start getting awkward. So OG are just identifying that they need to make these moves, and top net worth, Tidehunter and Morphling. Interested to see where Seb goes with this build now, though.
Yeah, we'll see what's next. Gleipnir Rush or going for something else.
Oh.
The
Seb, luckily, is the Tidehunter who's going for a
Manta.
drum. Who did you think I said?
Topson?
No, I said Seb.
Oh, okay.
When you start saying Gleipnir, I was like, damn, Seb's gonna go crazy.
Gleipnir Tidehunter. Yeah, you use a Gleipnir to set up for the Meteor Hammer. It's the perfect build.
Oh, you know it's a good game when it wasn't like game 1 when we showed this camp stat and it was just like everyone had a camp stat to the name pretty much other than like 2 dudes. Like 8, nearly double-digit stacks for some people. Seb completed the drum, has the hammer, going for a blink. It feels like they're going to hit quite a nice timing to look for a fight. Atos now complete on Topson as well. Ivy, they need to be in position. Like their draft can easily crush, dismantle OG. Because if OG blink in the wrong spot, waveforming correctly, there's plenty of damage and control to be able to deal with them. They just need to be in the right position to execute. So if they miss execute and they don't have RP or Omni Slash, they're very passive. They have nothing to their name. They're, I guess, an ultimate base lineup to some degree.
Yeah, I'm really kind of watching this Magnus and just kind of watching him farm, you know, going for the Vanguard, going for the Echo Saber, then the Blink. So really late timing on this Blink Dagger, which doesn't really give them much to play with. RP just not going to be a spell for the longest time here. It's so greedy, but we'll see if it pays off this game. Didn't last game.
The lines have been drawn on the minimap. They do want to connect from mid and bottom. I think for me, the big question I have for Ivy is, are they going to approach this engagement head on? Are they going to try and play the wider map and dodge this incredible timing of OG, which is, yeah, mechs, Atoses, drums, hammers, like every hero has a cheap item to look to take a fight. And the Taker seems to be the one offering himself up as subject right now. Spin TP will be able to get rid of any of these stuns. He can just get out of here, but
yeah,
but to be able to get it off preemptively.
Exactly, and the damage is going to be pretty severe. You know, if he doesn't do it immediately, then he could be in some trouble. And yep, does do it absolutely immediately, and they won't have the damage to bring him down because of it.
Rue just TP'd in. Oh yeah, no,
he disconnected whilst TPing.
Now, the real question I have is, do you think OG will know that he clearly DC'd? Will he let him live? They will let him live! Okay, I was going to say...
And that's also said I don't think so.
Sportsmanship play would be to let him live, because he clearly DC'd and wasn't able to cancel the TP. And that's what I was alluding to. I was hoping that OG would let him live. Seb's already typed it. Let's see if he's an honest man. Pretty sure they'll let him live. Let's see if there's any...
I don't know. Thompson used the voice line. I don't think so. What?
Okay, hold on. Wait, we need to check. No, check. No, he did the simple... He did a real smiley. You know, 2 eyes and a smiley face. He didn't do like the Eastern European smiley with just no dot eyes, you know? With that, I'd expect maybe a little bit of sarcasm. Oh, no, Seb, please.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh, God, this is so much more meaningful now.
How honorable are OG? What is the play here? I mean, he obviously disconnected whilst TPing. The thing is, OG might have just thought he was in the trees the whole time. I'm not entirely sure if they actually saw him ending the TP, but...
No, they saw him TP. Like, this is not even in question.
Okay, all right.
But they have used massive cooldowns. Like, there's 60-second focus fire. Will he live? Will he not? He did disconnect, Roger, correct. This is why we were paused.
Yep. He's really got his finger on the pulse, Roger. Gotta give him that. Hasn't aged at all.
No. Ever since playing on Dark Side and... Yeah. Not doing so well.
Let's not talk about Dark Side.
I just realised, it wasn't so good. Okay,
It was a rough times. Oh, he's dead.
What, Seb, you liar.
Can't believe it. Seb truly entering his villain arc here. What's the facial expression? I want to see Seb's facial expression.
I trusted him for a second. For like a good, during the entire port. As soon as I saw him put the real authentic smiley, I thought he'd live.
Oh, that was a smiley of lies. That was a smile of a traitor.
Yes.
Smiling with the dagger ready behind his back.
God.
What a baddie.
I mean, Nande was the villain of Division 2 last tour. Maybe Seb's trying to rival at this.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, focus fire is a pretty important spell. I think they genuinely might have had the conversation when they were like, okay, let's let him live, and Topson's like,
guys,
it kind of screws my game over a bit. I don't want to stand around doing nothing for 60 seconds because they know I've got focus fire on cooldown, and we just let their tackies live.
Okay.
Maybe you should have just been like, oh, I can't cancel it, guys. Sorry, I don't have it bound. Oh, no.
Luckily, it was a techies. If it was let's say it was like a voice spirit or a jug or a mag, then maybe there's topic for a discussion, right? But anyway, doesn't matter. It happened. OG, they get a freebie. Rue, hopefully his stability within the game does resurface.
You picked techies. But Ivy, you deserve to kind of be killed off like that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
whoa.
No, it's fair.
Can we focus on the important things right now? Ivy's about to be Roshan. Whilst also Thompson, using the skeleton army once again, is heavily peppering this bot tower. So, ages to Ivy at 16 minutes. And something we haven't really considered, but this constant damage buff from the skeletons, you throw that onto a Windrunner with all those little instances of damage with focus fire, like, those buildings will fall. We didn't really get to see it in full effect there. Something to keep mindful. Thompson plus Roger, whatever this army could even be called, they can delete some buildings.
They sure can, sir. They sure can. Eyes on that.
Smoked up. They're going to look to Roger.
Yeah. They'll be able to bring him down. Nice little backstabbing over here by the side of Ivy. Yeah, my question is when we're going to see this Magnus Blink come into play. I mean, obviously they were able to take the Aegis. Wasn't a fight there, so we didn't have to use it there. Do you look for the next fight on IV, or do you just kind of keep playing the map, keep farming up, and kind of trusting your late game? Because this Morphling has been pretty uncontested for a while now, and Seb is also farming up at a rather alarming rate with this Meteor Hammer.
I think Seb's farm's kind of like fake farm though, because on a Tidehunter, a Blink, the Meteor Hammer, the Drum, it's not the most like spooky of items. Like when you compare it to like other heroes, it's like buying a big Aura or a BKB. It's going to give him like the best Ravage initiations, but he's still relatively locked into that ultimate. It's why we see this hero kind of lose faith or popularity in the patches, because that need to always be there. And then when you think about Morphling, he's still 3 components away from Aghanims. So I think if you're Ivy, you just swept away a very quick Aegis. You kind of need to make at least 1 kill onto this Morphling. Because if you don't, then you're allowing him to get to an Ag. You're kind of complicating your own game for no reason. So yeah, I'd like to see them cross the river and give it a good old go. And they're kind of doing it. They're somewhat posturing at mid.
Kind it's just awkward, but there we go. Moonlight has officially crossed the river. Ivy are on the other side of the river, ladies and gentlemen. The aggression has started.
Watch him hit once and run away. Okay, no, he's good. He's good for the tower.
There you go. Oh, the whole team's getting into it now. Now that they've confirmed it's safe. It's like you see some suspicious sand, you send your stupid friend out first to make sure it's not quicksand. Once it's safe, you'll follow.
If he's sinking.
Yeah, of course.
How many friends have you lost to this sand analogy or scenario?
More than I'm willing to admit on air.
So that's what happened to Mo Farah. I see.
Rest in peace.
The sand got him too young.
He's with the sand now. 19 minutes into this game, and yeah, only 4-3. So it is a bit of a repeat of game number 1, but not quite, as we don't have one team on 0 kills, in all fairness. Thank you, Thompson. Yeah, it's...
Lift into Ravage, they got him.
Okay, there we go. Juggernaut brought down. Easy peasy. LG catch him out on lane. And yeah, sleep at the wheel a little bit there from the Juggernaut, I suppose.
It's testament to Rubik. He's got the Eye of the Vizier plus the Aether Lens, plenty of cast range on this telekinesis. Yeah. So telekinesis, then you layer the Ravage. They overlap the Shackle Shot and Ravage, but in that moment of, wait, we got him, you just throw everything in and you go for the kill.
Yeah, press all the buttons.
Look at that cast range, it's so filthy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And he doesn't have an Aether Lens, but he does have an Aether Lens. Yeah,
he does. So yeah, as you see here from the highlight, right? From the fog, he hits the Ravage, and you could argue there's some overlap between the Ravage and the Shackle, but we don't go there.
Kills a kill. Kills a kill. All right.
It was so close for Spin getting off, by the way. That was... I don't think they're ready for it to be only level 2 telekinesis, but still, you got the kill. That is something Jug's can now be scared of the entire game. The fear of this, wait, what? I'm lifted?
He's going to be like farming Ancients and then just randomly start spinning because PTSD.
Pretty much. I was expecting more.
Oaxaca's going for the Tormentor by himself, and I don't think he can do it.
No, you can with the Healing Ward. No, I've seen Jugs do this. I don't know what's different.
It's okay. No, pack it in, boys.
I've seen Jugs solo this.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it the entire time, but alas, he didn't do it.
I think he spun too early or something.
I didn't see the entire thing. I know that
I was watching the whole time, and I can tell you, he spun too early, in my professional opinion. He should have Omni-slashed it, fuck it. In for a penny, in for a pound at that point.
Oh, God. Is he going to go for round 2? Do you think he's, like, understood?
That's what I'm waiting to see. I'm really just like, how petty is he? How much is he like, right? And they're like, do you want us to come over to... No, I can do it. I can do it, no. Okay? Oh, wait. I watched a YouTube video on it. All right, round 2. Let's go. Okay. Here we are.
Start with the right clicks going quite nicely. Currently not really losing too much HP, but when the crits come in, he is going to be losing just a little tad. Half HP on the Tormentor, one of the biggest duels we've seen in this entire game. And this is why I expected. You shouldn't be losing to the Tormentor.
Okay, I think you don't spin is the answer.
Yeah, that's the trade-off.
That might have been the mistake. So
The spin plus the right clicks, too much damage types hitting you. Just go for the right clicks with your high armor. You take much less damage. All right, today we learned, guys.
All right,
Don't
we
spin
learned
on
how to
Jug.
take the Tormentor's Juggernaut. You first healing ward and then you click it. Very, very complicated.
These pro players really are just, showing us the creme de la creme of Dota 2 technology.
That's what we hoped for when we started casting today. What's Roger's army looking like at the moment? Oh, it's got a bit of a menagerie going on this game. Keeping it spicy.
But these are the important ones, right? So the Alpha Wolf provides the crit bonus, the Centaur Corsair provides the Cloak Aura. So these are the big two. And smoke on smoke action, they found Windrunner.
Well, they have, yeah. Thompson doesn't look like he's going to be able to get out of this one. The spin will take him out there as Odegaard gets the kill, but no one looking to commit on this one. With the Ravage coming down, they're actually throwing everything they've got into the Juggernaut, and they just slice him up like cheese. Now look over towards the Shadow Demon as well, as RP comes out from Nixa, but do they have the damage? They've got a lot, but not enough. And even the Pigeon helping out there, forcing no one away from this fight, but he wants to go back in. He wants a bit of revenge. Try to RP me, will you? And now moving across in the Magnus form and looking to bring down Moonlight as well. Moonlight, he has got another Astral Step available though, so should make it out, but good fight there from OLG. Sure, they lose their Wind Ranger at the very start, but they're able to come back big, and Morphling getting 7,200 damage off in that fight.
Yeah, the key thing is that they just found the Juggernaut once again. We're going to see the replay here, but it all starts with a quick grab on Thompson. He seems pretty much dead to rights, but he used the Windrun Forces to use his spin, and on the retreat, look at this. Ravage beautifully layered into the blaster from the Rubik Kitrak really has Juggernaut's number in this game with the lift in top, the blast off in mid, and now with the Jug dead, where's the damage? Morphling can survive from Roger. Beautiful micro. Even the little hill priest going for the small little hills as well. Like, yeah, really nice fight from OG. Thompson, of course, not going to be too happy. He didn't get to contribute anything to that engagement, but Ivy, they need to be careful. If they use big spells and don't kill off this Morphling, or even the Tide to some degree, they're just going to get slowly chipped down the entire time.
I mean, for one thing, I think Thompson's going to be absolutely fine with that. Like, I die, my team does well, whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think they need to, like, find a way to not commit as hard onto one kill. I don't know, maybe you need a BKB on Jug or something. Every time his Blade Fury isn't up, he's just getting ravaged. Or even when it is up, he's getting ravaged. I don't know how you counter that.
The argument is just HP, right? Like,
yeah.
Juggernaut can just go for... He's gone for Sanj and Yasha rather than the Manta. He doesn't need to just dispel any silence in this game, so just getting status resistance is good. But for status resistance to feel good, you need a lot of HP. So go Skadi. And with Skadi, he'll have like 3k HP or something. Should be enough to survive the whittling damage of OG to give him an opportunity to Omni Slash.
Oh dear, Kitrak does get killed off by Moonlight in the middle lane. A little bit too far forward there as Ivy was stepping forward looking for more. Now they're going to go for Thompson as well, but we've been down this road before. Seb jumping in very early this time around. Doesn't have the Ravage to work with, but they're going to try and fight without it, or at the very least chase Ivy off. No one wants something, but he's not going to get nothing as he gets tasered up and can no longer right-click. Jim on the side. Gotta be a little bit cautious here. These Morphling illusions, they do hurt. The rest of the team could follow up very, very quickly indeed. They don't seem to be too afraid of what Ivy can offer. As long as they go in one at a time, the RP isn't too much of a threat. Ivy. They aren't too scared about this, but Rue is actually going to be the one blown up by the smoke going pretty much immediately. The rest of the team, what is the choice? I mean, Mix is still around. He's open to an opportunity, but now they made the call to get themselves back, which means they're probably giving up Roshan here. Old Gia just heading into the pit. Not worried at all. And there is no response coming out from Ivy from this. Wow, I'm actually surprised they still have RP, but just with that Techie's dead, they say, nope, it's too much to deal with. Can't fight, can't do it. Wow.
Yeah, the wards outside the pit are so important. Like OG, as they wrap around, they place a ward, they instantly techies. It's so hard to contest this Roshan without smoking prior and having all heroes subscribe to the same idea because of that pick-off potential. And now the Aegis is on Morphling. Like, this is very good for the team. I think both cores want this Aegis to be able to deal with that explosive damage. The Ravage into follow-up, the RP into follow-up.
Well, the fight's kind of starting here as the RP does land onto two support, or onto the Tidehunter as well, but the follow-up is just not here at the moment. Odika, he's not willing to commit to this fight, and actually he's just running away, leaving Mixer behind. Another game, another Magnus, which just looks just a little bit lost. Can't really commit to these fights very hard.
They're chasing the Jug too. He's gonna have to spin TP.
Yeah, we'll be able to do that. I mean, Thompson trying for the preemptive shackle shot there, but doesn't quite run through.
That is the nice thing about the whole debuff immunity change to BKBs and whatnot. It's you throw a stun out as they're TPing. Yeah, if they mistimed it, they will get stunned. If they timed it perfectly, sure, whatever. They get stunned elsewhere, but who cares, you know? And OG, there's no reason to stop. They've got the Ags on the Tidehunter. Soon to be Satanic on the Morphling. They can just hit these buildings for free.
Absolutely. The brake lines, they've been cut on OG's car by themselves. They like hurtle up to this high ground right now. Seb cooking up with that Meteor Hammer. Item we haven't really seen so much of recently, but Seb making it look decent. A lot of spells being stacked into the Morphling here as well. He can just kill off his own illusions with relative ease. Anyone steps up close, they're just going to get a load of water spat in their face. Always ready with her strength morph as well. Any disables that come out, he's just happily going to give himself a little bit more strength. Keep himself on the precipice. Does get sucked in a little bit now, but, you know, got that strength morph going, so killing him off is going to be very difficult. He's also got the Satanic as well and mix up once again. Going to be in a whole world of hurt. The disruption should actually save his life here. Pretty nicely done, but OG, they just want the barracks, but actually the backdoor protection is going to keep him alive for the time being, but now the creeps come through and no one can finish the job. The whole team can just sit on the low ground behind him, making sure that no one is unharmed, and that's actually going to be the case. Oh, but Odika came and took a Wisdom Rune, so, you know, lost the later barracks, got a Wisdom Rune, Silver Linings.
Sure. Also Silver Lining, Juggernaut has hit level 20. Most of the clips that you see of Juggernaut are when he hits this level with that 50% blade dance lifesteal talent. During Omni Slash, he just pretty much healed up back to full. So in opportunities where it's like, we need it, killed him. Oh, we got Omni Slash off. Suddenly you have to fight against him again. But for Ivy, they need to connect on their spells. They need one chance where they hit the RP and the Omni Slash. We've not seen it the entire game. And this is why every time they get to an engagement, they just see Tidehunter and they have to run away.
So hard. He really wants to go in with this Ravage. Odika is the target. Ravage comes out. Okay, that wasn't great.
They got the Magnus, though.
But yeah, maybe they get Magnus here as well, as he was caught on the upside of this fight. They're getting on top of him. He has got the Glimmer Cape, and as we know, invisibility is invincibility, but Headtrack and Roger have actually gone down. Ivy, they made the backstab, and they were not ready for this on the side of OG, and now RP comes through. They've had them all together, but do they have the damage to kill them off now? Odika trying to deal with no one, but no one is just so goddamn tanky. They have to back themselves away. And Zento running in, dropping down the ultimate onto the wind, Ranger the disruption out onto the Morphling, trying to give them a chance to actually bring down the wind, and they can do exactly that as the Morphling waveforms down to the low ground and trying to get himself away, and no one. He's leaving. Mixer trying to chase here, but doesn't have the tools to take down the Morph, so that should be it for the time being. Seb still being chased by some illusions, but that will be that. A one fight from Ivy, though, whilst the Aegis belongs to Old G. That's a pretty big deal, T.
I got so baited. The Juggernaut, I didn't realize, but off camera he'd used the Omni Slash to kill off the supports. So when Mixer finally hits this like 2-core RP into skewer back onto a third, I was like, this is the moment, but it was on cooldown. Sure, they eventually get the Windrunner kill, but felt so bad there for a taker.
Yeah.
It looked so juicy, but still. I think for OG, they need to be very careful. Yes, they're in the lead. Yes, they can walk up to any objective and feel pretty confident under the comfort of Aegis. But when the fight gets that spread, your Chen dies, your Rubik dies, but Ivy will happily pick you apart one by one. Like this net worth lead, it isn't some 20, 30k gold where you can kind of cushion these engagements.
They cooked a little too hard into that fight. Like, Seb
They were
just
reaching,
kind of,
right? Yeah.
I don't know why his blink wasn't cancelled. I was kind of watching him the whole time. His blink wasn't cancelled. He just didn't blink before the Ravage, unfortunately, and it meant that they had to try and scramble to get the kills on the edge, which just kind of got caught by the sides. They didn't want to just waste the Ravage and then have the whole rest of the Aegis timer just be wasted. So the whole team were kind of together, at least in their thinking, that like, okay, well, we need to make the best out of this. It's like when the porridge bowl falls on the floor and you just got to grab a spoon and start eating off the floor. We've all been there.
They just don't waste your food. It's fine. I respect that.
Absolutely not. A lot of bit of a go here onto the Wind Ranger at mid. I mean, Roger is behind him, and yeah, Wind Run, of course, still up. Also a cheese available for the Wind Ranger as well, so that delicious snack going to keep her alive if she's ever in trouble.
With the Lincolns, it does cause a little bit of annoyance to the Shadow Demon. You want to use your ult on her, but then you want to retain your disruption to save, so it kind of causes that your team can someone break the Lincolns for me. And also Tidehunter, with this Axe build, I guess it can cause a little bit of disruption now, because he can't break Lincolns himself. So let's say he jumps on top of the Void Spirit. It's not as if he's, you know, guys, Lincoln's popped, use the stun. He's now kind of calling for his team again. So double-edged sword, Axe very good for pushing out lanes, contributing to fights from a distance, but is going to mitigate the chain CC control that he can provide and give to his team.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It'll be interesting to see if he's able to catch out Juggernaut as well with that, or maybe even force out the Blade Fury without having to threaten the Ravage. It's a pretty big factor.
I think this is the main way that you play Tidehunter nowadays, is this Axe, because you push out the waves, you play them distance, and we've seen so many times in fights that when you're on a Morphling can reposition anywhere, but Tide is a lot slower. So if he blinks and Ravage one place, but suddenly the fight moves elsewhere, he can still contribute with the slow, the minus armor, a little bit of damage because of the gush movement and how big that spell becomes in AoE. So yeah, I like it. I think if you are to play Tide, if you're not going this item, you're probably going to be the a lowest net worth hero on your team. Another smoke up into the same area. Techie's minds have scouted it out.
The vision on the high ground, they've got to kind of deal with that nice and quickly here as Vincento does get caught out. Not really going to mind too much about being brought down there. Tank the gank. It's a full 5-man smoke and they don't really get a major target for it, although they're looking towards Mixer on the side now. This guy doesn't have a BKB, so TPing out could be a risky move. And he actually moves back intercept to TP out. Oh, and that's going to save him from Thompson. Oh, the movement was actually perfect from him.
He didn't want to use the Ravage because he expected maybe Winner to be a little bit closer. And
now no one's dead. Okay, all right. Things just got spicy for old G.
He got hit by the Remnant, laid into a blast off, and then just got right click down after. So yeah, Morphling in the moment of confusion of top lane just dies middle.
Wow, what an outplay here from Ivy actually. Just two plays syncing up perfectly. And all of a sudden, Old G just lose a whole truckload of an advantage. But they're looking to fight on top of this now. They know that Omni Slash is down, so they want to see if they can make anything happen. Sep just going to lead the way. Doesn't really mind tripping over a... Oh, no. They've actually caught out Moonlight here. Moonlight does have the man style, but the lift is there. Very nicely used to try and catch him out. That said, still gets away. Still got a jump. Nautica's leading up the backlines as well. He's got Magnus with an RP behind him, so feels very confident in just stepping up on Old G here.
All of the kind of damage issues of Ivy are now fading away. As the game progresses, like the Juggernaut picking up the Aghanims, he doesn't have to commit Omni Slash now. He can start with a Swift Slash, see how the fight's going, kind of keep himself protected, and then from there, if the RP connects, instant use the Omni Slash. So yeah, I think this Axe build is very good on the Juggernaut. It will give him ways to play out these fights, and yeah, Old G, they, from taking this top racks with such a decisive kind of go top, no cares, hit it, to then slowly just crumbling away, Ivy, they've done a pretty good job at just dragging OG around the map and causing them not to think about going for another lane.
Well, Roshan has respawned now. Both teams will be having to fight for this one. They won't be going anywhere anytime soon. 35 minutes is staying up here on the top side. Wards down. The Watcher controlled by OG, I believe. But OG, they're going for the long smoke around. Old G want to try and catch someone on the back line. It's going to be smoke popping smoke here. They see Moonlight. Moonlight immediately jumping into that dissimulate. Wants to be very, very cautious here. But Sab just jumping into the front lines again here, looking for a target. They find Mr. Vincento. He's going to try and get himself away with the disruption. And now the Blink Dagger and the Ogre Seal Totem. So that's kind of cute. What? Swift Slash. Swift Slash is what that was. He's got nags now. Seb being drawn up a little bit. They're trying to bait out something here, but Odika's actually taking some heavy hits. He's going to have to Omni here, and he's just stuck on creeps. But now the Omni comes through with the RP. It's not really enough to get anyone down. No, and Juggernaut's caught on the sidelines. They catch him now. The Shackle Shot, the right clicks. It is there to kill him off. Mix is dead as well. Ivy, this fight is done for them. All they can do is back themselves away. Techie's desperately trying to survive, but Rue, well, he will rue the day that old G stepped up on him, as he is
yeah, he's juking him trying to... Okay, no, he's not.
All right, Kid Drake blasts him in the face.
The high pressure draft of Ivy really coming in there. Like, the fact that they weren't able to connect the Omni Slash with the RP, the Juggernaut felt forced to have to use it just to maybe survive. Maybe he thought the Morphling was in position to maybe die to it, but incredibly optimistic to even go for it. And yeah, just OG just forcing Ivy to be so disconnected. You know, SD blinked to the south, you then have the Jug in the middle of the fight. Like, everything was just a little bit discombobulated on the side of Ivy. Still yet to see that perfect 2-3 man RP into Omni Slash. One of the main reasons you pick this combination.
Yeah.
But to execute it in a pro game with the Tidehunter frontlining all of this, it's like so difficult. You what's it called? So you RP the Tidehunter, he crackens it off. You're like, ah. So unluck. A very difficult game for Ivy. Execution is key, and yet they are unfortunately not able to do it yet.
Yeah, and Juggernaut's queued up something interesting. He's looking for the Lincoln Spear. So that suggests that he feels like the big problem as a fight is probably getting morphed on, but I think Morph has been mostly using Magnus's body rather than his own, so I'm not sure about that. Other than that, it's just like Shackle Shot, which did catch him out in the last fight, but like, really? I kind of just feel like Swift's Blink would make more sense for me, but I mean, that's his read in the game, you know, he's playing it, he's in it. He knows what he needs.
There's not much game left. He needs to buy an item soon.
Yeah, he really does.
There on the skewer.
This Aegis Morphling is going absolutely nowhere. No one, he's here for the barracks. And he's going to take it. Now, they'll jump forward onto him here and pop the Link-ins and just try to force him to at least go into a bit of a strong mode. But now he steals that Blade Fury off the Juggernaut. Swift Slash through. Jug immediately going to get caught on this, though. The Ravage to follow up as well. Odika, what have you done? He's already dead. 90 seconds. He's got the buyback. The tip is there from Seb. Buyback comes out from Odika. The one, they have to try and fight this one. I mean, they don't really get a choice. Omni Slash out onto Swift Slash again onto Seb as he goes invincible to try and get himself out of this one. And they're just going to try to do the whole team. And now the big one comes through. They're going to be able to take down Kid Truck with that one, but looks like it ended early. The Ravage is there, but no one. He could actually be in some trouble here. This could be his first life. Thompson, though, from the sidelines, still able to get a good amount of damage off, and now looking towards the Magnus. He is taken out. No buyback available from the Mag right now, as no one tries to get himself back. Actually, no one able to use the Swift Flash back onto the Juggernaut, looking to try and get the support on the back line here. The Moonlight, he's coming in as well. They're looking at no one, but no one. He's still got quite a lot of strength to work with, and a cheese. Rue comes blinking over the top, but they've got the waveform up to the high ground. No one fighting with Moonlight. Moonlight's pretty strong, though. He is a universal hero in the late game, so he can't really fight one-on-one that well, but he's going to back himself away. Old G looking to get back up that high ground. The moment Ivy give them a little bit of space, they just throw everything at these barracks, and they will be taking them. It is Megas for OG.
A drawn out fight, but OG, they understand this Juggernaut. He just isn't really translating his net worth into the fights.
He's really not. He's struggling to get anything done in this engagement. Moonlight jumps in, jumps out, tees it up for the time being. Rue just trying to put down a minefield sign or something just to make them go away. Oh, he does actually have the Ags. Okay, all right. I was wondering why that was there, but yeah, Rue's picked himself up in Aghanims, but OG, they don't care. It's too little, too late.
OG now just going to reset. Gonna take a breather. 40 minutes into this game. Game 3. Both of these teams currently sitting at 1-1. Of course, they both lost to Monaspa. So if you're able to beat this, Ivy just beat Nigma as well. So OG, if they beat Ivy, and then Ivy beat Nigma, and then potentially, let's say Nigma beat OG, even throw level up into the mix. There's like 4 teams right now battling for the second place. Unheard of in the DPC.
Relax.
Bro, they got mega creeps. I can start talking about the future.
No, I mean, but I don't. Yeah, this game's pretty much over. But I mean,
Wait, so
the
okay,
four-way
right
ties
now,
and whatnot is.
No, okay, sorry, yeah, I'm just living a dream right now. I'm in dream world. But do you think, from what you've seen so far, where would you? I assume that that's the top 4, right? Outside of the Monaspa squad or ex-Monaspa squad, right? It's like level up, OG, Ivy, Nigma. They're like the true contenders.
Does seem to be, yeah.
You quickly load up
Alliance
Wikipedia
not really in it anymore.
No, yeah, unfortunately. Oh,
Here comes a Ravage, landing onto 3. What a way to, well, maybe end it. They have got the skewer back and the RP onto the Morphling inside the fountain. But wait, is that a stolen disruption keeping no one alive? Or
it is.
Oh my god. What a clutch from Kidrak. That is insane. And now they can keep the fight alive. Ivy desperately trying to do something here. The skewers coming back, just trying to get someone into our fountain. Please, we need a 6th player. We need that fountain to be on our side, but it's not enough. The win goes the way of old G. GGs are called, and it's going to be the 2-1 to the old timers in this series, T.